Welcome back to the Davy Brown 990 Restoration channel. For those of you new, my name's Barry. Right, what we're going to do today, we're going to run the wires along the front of the tractor and we're going to cut them off to length, feed them through the tube. I'm still busy making brackets to hold this tube in place. We had to change the tube, as you can see. I've had to put a bit of white plastic tube in there because it became very quickly apparent that all of the wires were not going to fit through that copper tube. So I need to make some new brackets to fasten the new white plastic tube in place, and I'm halfway through that. I'm busy cleaning them up so I can get them joined and then final shape, put them on, get this located. So unfortunately it's been a very long time since the last video, due to the fact that everything else in the world's been going on, and we've just been incredibly busy with loads of other things, some of which we've got videos coming out in the future, some of which just normal life, isn't it? So let's crack on, let's get some wires, pull through this tube, see if we can see anything, because not the best of environments for doing videos in. However, you got to do what you got to do, haven't you? So the plan is, from here we're just simply going to run the wires down the outside to an area here, and we're going to start by taping them all together, feeding them through. You can see I've created a cutout in the pipe here so we can bring cables down to here, because we need the crank cable and we need the two feeds going back up, don't we? So let's have a look and see what we've got. Initially, what have I done with my cutters? Great when you lose tools, isn't it? Oh, I don't want, there they are. Look, stop looking. Stop looking, I found it. As Lance would say. Okay. I tidied these up because I was sick of them getting in a knot. So we've got two wires here. One is green and white, and the other is brown and blue. Green and white, if you remember, was fuel. That's not even going to go inside the pipe because it's just going to curl around straight up to the fuel gauge. Brown and blue is oil, that side of the engine. So we're just going to, again, this will sit with our green, and we'll roughly cut them to length. So we'll tidy this mess up once we get finished today, won't we? So let's start by finding a roll of tape. You ever heard of the 5 Ps? 5 Ps. Preparation prevents piss poor performance. I've got 3 of them today. Piss poor performance. Right. I'll tape those two together. These are just going to sit, as I say, we're going to start from somewhere here, because we'll cut this once we get to the point of we know where our plugs are going to go on. So, old age. We'll put them over there for the moment. Just feed that through there. So that's going to come through there and go somewhere like that. All right. Let's see, we'll cut them roughly to length once we get everything else in here. Now, more wires, please. More wires. Brown and yellows. We need 2 brown and yellow to go from this side of the tractor through the tube and behind here to the plug, because the brown and yellows are the supply from the power side, the positive live side of the starter motor up to the dash. So the easy way to do that is, first of all, straighten your cables. Then we're just going to double it. And we're going to feed this in through this end here. Somewhere close. Want these two the same length, because these were at the top of the plug, weren't they? As I say, what we'll do is we'll go home and we will sleeve these all up. Take that to there. Now, I need another wire, which is the crank brown. Yes, tell you what I'll do. Back in a minute. Back. Got me big black marker pen. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to mark the outer casings of here roughly where I need them, so I can chop them off at home, put my sleeves on. So they need to come out somewhere down there. This red one. So we can push this, the big red one here is the supply from the alternator back out to the battery. Okay, so that'll fit onto there. That needs to be cut roughly there. That's going that way. That's coming roughly to there. We'll cut. Cut them there. Right, that's that one dealt with. Now, what did I say? Crank wire, brown. This needs to go in through here. I might have to elongate that hole a little bit, mightn't I? Or maybe I'm just getting a little bit too tight here. Oh, there we go. Then once we've sleeved these, we will then, we'll sleeve them, put the heat shrink on, put our terminals on. Yo, there they are. Trying to put these in the box as we're finished with them out the way. Now, going right through, I think we'll come from that end this way. Coming right through from the front, we've got our exciter wire for the alternator. Let's feed that. See if we can get that through. Again, this all just needs to come back. Keep it all the same length. Actually, a bit too long is better, isn't it, than too long, too short. Okay, exciter wire. I'm going to fasten these to my shirt in a minute because I'm getting sick of looking for them. So that needs to be somewhere there. Okay, this now, blue heater plug. Again, from the front. Now my wire missing because I ran out and I haven't reordered it, and I've just noticed this morning when I come to do this job I'm actually a wire missing, which is me side light cable. So I need to nip to my local automotive shop and I need to buy a roll of black cable. Right, blue, blue, blue. That needs to be up here somewhere. And then we'll come back, and I haven't even tried the plug through that hole. So I'm going to feed the wires through the hole first. Then we're going to put the plug on in situ here. And we'll show you that once we get that all finished. Right, blue and red. Let's have a, tell you what, let's tape them two to there together so we know what's what. Blue. Need blue and green. There we go. Blue and green. Just check where. Yeah, blue and green. Water temperature. Blue and green. Through there. Right, things are getting a bit tight inside there. And it's because of the bend on these cables here. However, if we kind of get them in this way, we will get them in another way. No, I'm not going to get them in there for the moment. So what I'm going to do, I'm simply going to tape that. Now, up at the front, I need 2 more cables up at the front because I need dipped beam and main beam, and that's these 2 here. Dipped beam, main beam. So we'll run these at the same time. Put that over the top of there so I know that's one of the headlights. And as I say, my little thin black one. Oh, I'll tell you what I've just seen that I might be able to use actually. You know my little starter system that I made? That's made with that black cable. I'm going to cut that up. Right, what have I got here? This will save us going to the shop, won't it? That one's not long enough. Do you know what? I don't think they're long enough. Because I've cut them and I've put lights in and spade fittings, haven't I? Okay, we will just go and buy a roll of black. I'm not going to mess on putting joints in because that's just real cowboy, innit? So we've got 2 cables running up there like that, and we've got one water cable here. Right, now these ones these headlight cables, I'm going to run them around this edge of the radiator for the moment. I'm going to run them out to there, and I'm going to leave a lot of length on those 2 because we don't know realistically where they're going to end. Back in the box, well, blue is the same. I'm going to run that through there because what blues are water temperature, and that's going to come into there. So that's going to be somewhere about there. Okay. Get that. Put a bit of tape on there so we know that's where the split is. Okay, so we have got a feed up, a feed back down, a feed out, exciter, heater, water, headlights, 1, 2 headlights, fuel, oil. Are we missing something? Am I missing something? I don't think I am. I think that's everything in it. You see, we've got a power supply to the switch, power supply from the switch, power supply from the alternator. We're going to change that. I'm going to put an eye on there so it can go onto there, and then those two cables can go onto there nice and tidy. That cable can go onto that bent one there. Alternator, heater. I've got one wire to buy, little narrow black one. I think that's it, guys. I think we're done. I think that's it. I think we're done. However, I'll give this a bit more thought when I get home. I'm going to go home, feed this through now. And what I'll do is I'll pull all these front end cables out and feed them through in one hit. So they'll go through as a lump and they're not trying to fight to get past each other. Right, okie dokie, let's get tidied up. Oh, we've got them two to cut off round the back, haven't we? Right, green is fuel, somewhere up there. Brown is oil, somewhere down there. Okay, remember me cutters, eh? Otherwise I'll be looking for them. Right guys, short and sweet today. Just cut my cables to length. As I say, I'll do one final one of this all sleeved up. I'll show you what we've done, then we'll fit it to the tractor and we'll check it out. Okay, right guys, as I say, thanks very much for visiting. As always, your time is greatly appreciated when you come visiting us to see what we're busy with our tractor. Remember, don't overthink it. It's only nuts and bolts. I'll catch you in the next one. Ta-da now.